Yeah, I love and hate reviews. I love them because a good review is a good guideline. Helps you realize, do you want to play that video game? Do you want to watch that movie? Do you really want to watch that anime that everyone in mom is talking about? Do you really care about that manga that's always posted on Twitter? But a bad review, it makes you more confused than guided. Ever seen a review where it's like, worst thing ever, don't read it, don't watch it if you like it, something's wrong with you. You actually read that manga and you really like it. It's not perfect, but it's a fun read. That's why reviews is very interesting to me because I understand it's hard to be a critic and be good at it, but also understand that sometimes people call themselves critics just to hate on stuff and then say, "Oh, I'm critiquing it," and I don't really like that because listen, be honest. If you know in your heart you don't like turn-based games, don't play a turn-based game unless you really like the story and that turn-based game made you want to give the genre a second chance. Let me give you an example. I never liked the Yakuza series. I thought it was weird because why well, I want to be a Yakuza for? What's the fun in that? I've heard about the game, I've seen clips of it, I've seen screenshots. It looks pretty, but I thought the combat was boring because it just looks like just a person punching people. Ain't no special moves, no nothing. It looks dry. I played it last week and I gotta say, Yakuza 0 set a standard for my video games going forward. And I tried to watch a review on Yakuza 3 because I was worried, is it good? And based on what I'm hearing, it's worth the time. It's not going to be exactly what I want, but it'll be fun because that's the whole point of Yakuza series. It's dramatic, but it's just wholehearted fun. That's what makes it interesting. It's the type of game that when you play it, you want to talk about it with other people. You want to like question things. You want to overreact to. You want to get lost in the world. And it's a game where I like how they do side quests. They call them sub stories. You basically walk around and boom, you find a sub story. And yes, I can understand people saying, what's the point of the side quests? Side quests are lame. No. In Yakuza, side quests feel just impactful as the main quest. That's what it's supposed to be. Now, why does this relate to reviews? Hear me out. We've all had that one game or that one anime that we don't watch it or give it a chance because we heard bad things about it. And we've seen a lot of reviews on it saying that, oh, it's overhyped, it's not worth the time, you're better off just, skipping it. But then when we actually try it, it's really good. It's our favorite. It becomes a staple. It becomes our new standard. That's why I think when you do reviews, it's very important to see multiple reviews and ask yourself, do I care enough to give it a chance? Because I do understand that, it's hard being a reviewer because if you like something, you're already biased and it'll be harder for you to make a good review. But if you hate something, it's easier to write about it, but you're not going to really give people much to work with. I've seen it happen several times where I see a reviewer, like an YouTuber, and they're like, oh, I hate Love Live. Here's a video on it reviewing it. And it's like, but you're not even saying that you went in with open mind. You literally said you knew in your heart you hated any anime about idols. So you went in already not liking the genre, and you didn't want to give it a chance. But if they were like, hey, I'm not really crazy about, idols, but because of Love Live, I saw the appeal of it, why I like it so much. The whole point of Love Live is a series about believing in yourself and trying, even when no one else wants to see you succeed. That's why people like it so much. Yes, you're not gonna like every character, but you can understand them. Yes, and the characters are like tropes, but that's part of the fun. You can kind of see yourself in some of these characters. Some of us are the introverts. Some of us are the weirdos. Some of us are that annoying, cheerful friend that's always smiling. But then when they're not smiling, you realize they're still a person too. I want to see reviews like that, so I know that yeah, you went in to learn, to experience something. But the issue I have with rating systems, it's like it depends on which one you use. If you use stuff like letter grades, it's real easy for people to understand why you pick what you pick. Oh yeah, this anime is a B minus, so it's really good, but I don't recommend to everybody. Yeah, I can work with that. Oh, this show's a C plus. It's not great, but it's not bad. It's pretty cool. Watch it for the one time if you're bored. You might like it. That's what I want to do. However, when you use stuff like decimals, I don't get it. What the hell is a 9.7? 9.9? Just give it a 10. Like, what's the point of these points? Come on, man. Come on now. What does an 8.9 look like? And that's different from a 9.2. I don't even know the difference at all. That's why I changed on my anime list, my settings. So now I have a star system. And I realized all my favorite anime, it's either a 4, a 5, or it's unranked. And I was wondering, why did I do that? And now I understand. If I really like something, I want to talk about it, it makes it a 5 stars to me. When it's on my mind, constantly. If it's something that I think it's worth rewatching with a friend, or a really good friend, 4. If the series is not bad, but It's not remarkable. It's just a fun little watch. One time for one time, 3 stars. That's it. The reason a lot of shows aren't ranked is because some of these shows, it's like certain moments are really high moments for me, but other moments is like forgettable. And a big problem I have with a lot of anime, it's like a lot of anime is funnier out of context. You're like, damn, I should watch that. But then you see the full context, you're like, I didn't need this. I literally was better off doing something else. Playing a video game, reading a book, doing my chores. That's why I try my best when I pick the anime, the manga I want to cover the channel. It's stuff that I actually want to talk about, I enjoy, because one thing I don't want to be is that reviewer where it's like, I hate something, but I cover it just for the views, just for the popularity. And I'm not adding anything to the mix. I think that's the worst thing you can possibly do. Why make a review of something if you're not adding it to the mix? So one thing that bothers me a lot about reviewers, especially any tubers, a lot of times the videos feel half-assed to me. It's like amazing presentation, they have a good speaking voice, but they're not really saying anything, really. When I look at a review, I see it no different than a good essay. The point is to give the reader a good experience or something to take away from it. If you're just saying stuff they already know or can imagine themselves, they don't need your review. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I know what makes a good review and a bad review. It all comes down to that person's objective. But here's the thing. Why review things you don't like? What do you get out of it? You don't get anything out of it, but people do what they want to do, right? Secondly, what made me turned off for reviews, especially for anime recently, is that every single time it's too predictable. Yeah, bro, best show ever. You need to watch it right now. Or you get, it's whatever. Like, it's a cool little show to watch in the background when you do chores, or, talk to your girl, or shoot a shot. But it's not really remarkable. Yeah, you don't like one character, but the rest are trash. Side characters better than main characters. It's solid, I guess. Yeah. Well, I want to see either reviews. That's why every time I look for a good review, I don't even want to look for a review in the title. I want to see something where it's like, oh, this anime spoke to me, or oh, check this out. So I'm telling y'all can feel the passion in some of the reviews. But I think a big issue with AnyTube in general is it feels no different than that one grad student trying to get those extra credit points. They're trying their best to appeal to the teacher and cater everything to their needs and wants, but they're not really putting their soul into it. Maybe I'm wrong for that, but hear me out. You really telling me someone will watch a show they don't like all the way through to make a review on it? That's blasphemy. That's crazy. I would never do something like that. However, your feelings can change on the show. Maybe you start off hating the show and then it got good. That's normal. You like the show, but then the ending was just off-putting. That's all fine and dandy. However, I'm saying when it comes to ratings, what ratings do you like? Which ones don't you like? Me personally, I think stars, it just works the best because it's really easy to understand. Go on Amazon. If you see 4 or 5 stars, you know it's a banger. If you see something with 1 star, you don't buy it. It's not worth the time. If it's 3 stars, you're gambling right then and there. It might be, pretty good, surprisingly good, or just subpar. You already know. Same thing with restaurants. If the restaurant has 4.7 stars and you go on DoorDash and notice that all the reviews are mostly positive, give it a shot. Worst case scenario, at least you tried it and it's not that bad. That's just how things work. I think with stars is really easy to understand. I do like stars and letter grades the best for like reviewing anime shows, even video games. Cause I'm telling y'all, that decimal stuff does not make no damn sense to me. You really gonna sit up here and tell me you see a 9.7. You're like, yeah, understandable. Good gameplay. Story is really good, but some mechanics are kind of clunky. What? How'd that make any damn sense to anybody? This game's 8.9. It would have been a 9. However, the music is kind of like not good because the mixing is not great. So at some parts, the music louder than the audio for like the dialogue. At some parts, the dialogue is so damn loud, you swear in the room and they're yelling right in front of you. That's how it looks to me. And that's why I notice whenever it comes to reviews, I try my best to like remember the feelings of those shows, that video game, that film, and why I recommend it to somebody or not recommend it to somebody. Great example is Sakura's Quest. That is easily a 5 stars in my book. Because that series right there, when I play the opening, I want to cry. I remember why I love that series so much. It was the first time in my entire life related to an anime. It's about a girl graduating college and trying to figure out what the hell she want to do with her life. And along the way, she meets, cool friends who are in the same spot in life where it's like, they're at a transition point. Do they want to, move out, leave their town, and move somewhere else, different city? Do they want to, buy their own house? All those good stuff, like what they want to do next. Because, at the point in life, everybody's making big moves, getting married, starting families, getting new jobs, starting a hobby, adapting new lifestyles. So that's what made it interesting. Like, it was a show about that you don't always have to have the answers. You just have to figure out what path you want to go on and why, and then hope for the best. And then prepare for the worst. That's why I say it's 5. Another show that I'm supposed to finish, I've been taking my baby time with, is Vivi. But it's really solid because the story is so good. I love the music of the characters. It's one of those series that once I start watching it, I don't want to put it down. I only put it down because you know damn well when you find a fire anime, you want to savor every last bit of it. Because once you finish that, that'll be your new standard. That'll be the new bar for you. And everything that's worse than it or decent, it's not going to cut it for you. You're not going to enjoy it the same way because you're always trying to find something as good or better than that bar you set with another show. That's why I'm taking my time with it. Another good show, Decadence. Oh my gosh. Like, every time I hear the opening, I'm like, yeah, that show really hit for me, bro. Like, I'm so glad that I watched it because I'm telling you guys, I'm not going to sit here and say that, oh, when you review an anime, the rating has to reflect, like, how good it is. However, I am saying I think what makes any show amazing when it speaks to your soul. When it's a show that you would willingly want to rewatch it. You would want other people to know about it. And you can see clips out of context and still remember why you like it. That's why I give shows the ratings I give it. If it makes you feel something, it did its job. If it makes you want to talk about it and reminisce about all the good memories I had with it, excellent show. The show is like, I hate it and I can't think of any good points to it. Bad show. It's just how I rate things. So I'm be honest with y'all. There's some shows I've seen that piss me off in the right ways. For example, Money Heist, where the show's good. I hate the main character, but it's just amazing writing. Every time they're down in the trenches, you're like, wow, how can they ever come back from this? And when they find a way out, you're like, okay, didn't see that coming. Yeah, okay, let's see what happens next. And you keep going, you keep going. And even when something bad happens, it's like you're on the edge of your seat and you hope it gets better. And when it gets worse, you're like, oh my God, it got worse. It's truly a roller coaster of emotions. But I love the character writing because all the characters make sense what they do. It's not like a character does something out of character and you're like, where the hell did that come from? There's always a build up to whatever happens in the show. And I see good writing like how I see a good meal. Everything complements each other, adds onto each other. Yeah, it's not everything going to match perfectly, but for the most part, it's balanced and just works. Who wants a dish where it's like it looks beautiful but tastes like trash? Who wants a dish that looks trash but it barely tastes decent? Nobody. So all in all, when it comes to rating shows, I go by this magical rule. If I really feel something and will dream about this show, want to watch more of it, can't wait to talk about it with somebody, sensational. 5 stars, 4 stars. But if a show is like forgettable and every time I watch it I feel like I have to cringe and turn it off, I'm not gonna recommend it. I want to know from you guys, how do you decide what shows are worth, sharing with the people, recommending, and how do you know if a show's not worth talking about at all? Like, how do you decide normally? And what ratings do you like the best? Do you like stars, decimals, letter grades? Let me know in the comment section below. You already know how things go. If you like what I do, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, follow me on Patreon, Coffee. I can say so much more. My crew needs me. Thanks for watching.